Arduino lesson 3. Yeah, we're not going to give this up. We're going to learn this Arduino till we can knock you down. Yeah. So now we're going to go to Arduino lesson 3. And I'm going to go between downloading the PDF and looking at the website, because there's an interesting fact about this tutorial, being that it does not refer to one of the pre-written scripts that you have in your Arduino software. You need to copy and paste it off of the web page. I'm going to go there right now just to show you. Here, you're going to want to copy all this from here when we get to it. Don't worry about it right now. Again, I'm going to give you a mile-high view of this tutorial so you can get through it correctly. You don't need me to read you all these directions. Alright, now I'm going to go, and typically what I do is I download the PDF so I can go quickly through this thing. Then I zoom it down a little bit, la la la, and sometimes I look at it from another page because I have two screens here. Now I'm going to launch my 123D circuits online. Going to sign in. I'm Bunsela. And I'm going to look at all the circuits I've made. And I'm going to look at Arduino lesson 3. You've already done some LEDs, and I hope you're getting it now what this is all about. All you're doing is dragging in components, which are simulations of the real stuff you're going to be working with, and you're building a circuit. And a circuit is connecting the positive source of your energy to either a resistor or a light or some other device, then grounding it. And you need to ground it so that you complete the circuit. This one, you may not see it so well because it's in white on white. But if I edit my circuit, this gets me to the panel where I can drag and drop stuff. Say I open up my components. I'm going to be dragging out, and unfortunately, I'm having video card issues where I just installed a second one, and I'm not getting it to work right. Darned Oculus Rift. It also could be because I'm in the wrong browser, but I go down here and I drag my components in. Unfortunately, I can't show you dragging them in, but I'm looking for this little 4-pronged LED, and that's terminal green, blue, cathode, and red. Cathode. Now look at how I set mine up. This is upside down so that it's easy for me to plug in all these wires and not having things over the top of each other. You turn things around with this little button up here. See that? And I make that little spider go around. The first one is on pulse width indicator 9. You know it's a PWD, pulse width indicator, because it has this little curly line next to it. See, and 10 has it, 11 has it next to it. Those are the only ones that have it next to it. What that does is allow you, they're like dimmer switches. The rest of these are all on-off switches. We want the dimmer switch for the visual effect on these, and also because a dimmer switch kind of allows the light to be up 25%. Well, if the red 25 is up, if the red diode is up 25%, and maybe what other color we got? Just want to make sure I'm saying the right colors to you. No, blue is up. Well, green and blue. You're going to mix the colors, and you'll have 75% of blue, 25% red, or you could have 10% of two, 80% of another, or 10% of all three, and have a very light color. This allows you to sort of play with the dimmer switch. So I have dimmer switches on 3 because I want to bring up one color and bring them down. So look how simple this is. The power is coming out of these 3 spots. The power could just come out of one if all I wanted to do was dimmer switch one color. But I want to do all 3, so power comes out of 3 sources, which is perfectly reasonable. It goes down into the breadboard. The breadboard powers down to that terminal. The breadboard powers down that little copper tube to that one. Here's where it grounds, and it powers down to that one. Okay, real simple. Where power goes out into what you want it to control, and then back to the board again. Let's look at our lesson just to be sure that we covered everything. But yeah, you're also going to be looking over some basic scripting. You'll need to read through that, but you're using the analog write function. And some red, green, and blue LEDs. That's your diffuse RGB LED 10 millimeter. You're using a 270 resistors, one for each one of your colors on the LED, breadboard, Arduino. This is what your blueprint's going to look like when you're doing electronics. This is how it's drawn out, and we'll go into that a little bit more later. And read through this. This tells you the different colors you can make. If you make equal parts red and green, get this kind of yellow, equal parts red and blue, this kind of purple. All of them at once, you get white, this kind of blue. And this is the sketch. Now, what I referred to earlier is you can't copy and paste it off the PDF. You'll have to copy and paste it off of the website, like we showed you. And then you just put that down in here, remember. We're going to go to Code Editor, and this is where I've put it. So I can copy all this stuff, and because I already copied it off the website, I can go paste. And then I'm going to upload it and run it. And look up here, it's initializing, and it's doing the simulation. And look at all those cool colors that come out. Right? Now, I just want to go through here and make sure. You can play a few with the internet colors. They're a little bit different. You may have seen these also in Photoshop. This tells you a little bit about pulse width modulation that I just spoke about earlier. And it shows the signal at 5%, 50%, 90%. And read that through. So, yeah, play with the speeds and such. Just get comfortable. We're doing it every single one of these exercises. All it is completing a circuit.